Hi, I'm Amy and welcome to my kitchen. I'm at home, week 3 of self-quarantine. This is not easy. It's not easy for me at least, but I have my cooking and I am really excited to be here and share that with you today. I'm making zucchini bread. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is grate my zucchini. I have 2 here. I think I only need 1. But I'm gonna get going and start grating the first one. So what I do with my zucchini is I grate it on, this is a box grater, and it has all different holes. I actually think this was my mom's, it's that old. It has all different size holes. I tend to only use the large one. So I'm gonna just get going. Pretty therapeutic, just grating away. Goes pretty fast. I think if you don't have a box grater, you could finally chop your zucchini, but this is a really good way to do it. And you're probably wondering, if you've never made zucchini bread before, it might seem like a weird thing because it's a vegetable, and I think people are really used to making banana bread, which is sweet. But the nice thing about zucchini is it's a really neutral flavor when it bakes like this, and it also has a ton of water in it. So it keeps whatever you're cooking like super moist. Okay, let's see. I need 2 cups of zucchini. I will try and get it all into this measuring cup, and I have exactly 2 cups. So I am good to go. You don't want to like pack it in too far. Get a close-up of that. That's 2 cups of zucchini. I just sort of like, you saw, I just sort of scraped it right in and didn't pack it down too much. This is exactly what you want. So I'm gonna put this guy away and make another batch another time. And I'm gonna get going with my ingredients. I have my oven preheated at 325 degrees. A lot of times baking is 350, like that's sort of the standard, but I find the secret to making really good zucchini bread is 325, a little bit less time, a little bit less temperature on the oven, a little bit more time baking. So I'm gonna mix my dry ingredients right now. I have flour, and this is all measured out, and I'm gonna publish the recipe. This is a combination of nutmeg and cinnamon. It's actually a teaspoon of each. And the flour is 2 1/4 cups. And then I have some baking soda. And then I'm gonna add a pinch of salt. I think the salt's measured, but I just use a pinch. And then I'm gonna just mix it up. I have a whisk, and I'm gonna set that aside while I make the rest. So that'll go over here. And then I've got my big bowl because I'm gonna mix everything in this. And I'm starting with 3 eggs. A lot of people, when a lot of people bake, and I actually think this is a good idea, any recipe that calls for eggs in a recipe, a lot of people will, I'm saying that so badly, I'm like beating around the bush with what I'm trying to say. Anyway, a good way to cook with eggs is to crack them and put them in a little bowl first for 2 reasons. One, you want to make sure the egg is like a good egg. It's hard to tell when it's in its shell. And you also don't want to get any shells into what you're making, but I'm really lazy. So I just take a chance and I put it all together. Don't pay attention to me. All right, so this is just kind of loosely beaten, like you're gonna make scrambled eggs. And now I'm gonna add some canola oil. You can add canola oil, vegetable oil, grapeseed oil, something neutral that doesn't have a lot of flavor. You wouldn't want to do olive oil with this because I think the flavor wouldn't really be great with all of the other ingredients. So I'm adding that. I'm gonna add sugar, 1.5 cups. Now you might think, well, sugar's a dry ingredient, so why didn't it go in with the other dry ingredients? And that's a really good question. Usually in baking, the sugar goes in with the butter or the oil and the eggs. And this mixture right here can be mixed up for a really long time. What I love about this recipe is I don't have to use a mixer because I'm not using butter, and the oil emulsifies really nicely with the other ingredients. So all you need is a bowl and a whisk. Okay, now it's time to put in the zucchini. And at this point, I'm going to switch over to my pink silicone spatula that doesn't stick to anything. And I'm just going to kind of be gentle, and I'm going to fold this. And to fold, this is the technique of folding. You put your spatula in the middle, and then you go around the edges like that. And you keep doing that gently until everything is mixed together. And the reason why you want to fold is because the zucchini, when it's shredded, is a little delicate, and you don't want to just mash it all up. You want to be able to maintain that integrity of the zucchini. And the person who taught me this is Dory Greenspan, who's like the best baker in the whole world. I'm a huge fan of hers. Look her up, cook her recipes. She is amazing. And she taught me a lot when I worked with her. Okay, so these are all of the wet ingredients, and now we're going to fold in the dry ingredients, which is what I mixed earlier. So I'm going to turn it towards you and just gently put that in. And then I'm going to use my spatula again, and I'm going to fold this because I'm folding this for a different reason than folding in the zucchini. I'm folding in the dry ingredients because I don't want to develop the gluten in the flour. When gluten is developed in a baked good, it makes the crumb of what you're eating, of the cake, a little bit tough. And we want like a really nice crumb. We want it to be nice and crumbly. So that's what I'm doing. And I am going to just stir this until all of the dry ingredients are no longer visible, and I'm really, really close. Get up the bottom. Again, really therapeutic right now in this world that we live in to stir some batter, to stir some cake batter. I am loving this. And I am finished. So let me talk to you a little bit about preparing the pan. This is a loaf pan. It's a little bit bigger than a standard loaf pan. It has higher sides. This is really old, so I was thinking before I was going to do this live, I wanted to see how many cups of liquid I could put in here to figure out actually how big it is. So I'll do that when I'm done, and I'll let you know. Anyway, this is what I do when I make my zucchini bread. It's a little trick. I butter the whole interior so nothing sticks, and then typically when you bake something, you will put flour in it, but I like to put sugar because I like to have like a crunchy texture all around my zucchini bread. All right, let's see if I can get this in without getting it anywhere other than into the loaf pan. Yeah, doing a pretty good job. So the thing that I love about this zucchini bread is that it's huge. It's kind of like making a muffin, you know, where the muffin kind of explodes out of the little holder that it's in, and you get like that really nice crunchy top. Well, that's exactly what making a giant zucchini bread is about. And when you're making zucchini bread or banana bread or any bread, any sweet bread, or it's also called a quick bread, you don't really want the line to be higher than where it is. Like halfway up the sides of the loaf pan is perfect. So I'm really happy with this. And then I do one more little thing. I have what we call turbinado sugar. It's raw sugar, and it's very kind of coarse. And I like to sprinkle this on top. I have sugar all around the sides, and then I put this on the top because I just love how it gets like really crunchy. It kind of caramelizes as it cooks, and it puffs up, and it's just a really nice look and taste. So I'm sprinkling this. I would say I put about a tablespoon on, and now it's ready to go into the oven. So the secret to getting this really nice is cooking it for a long time at a low heat. It's dense, so you don't want to cook it too fast or else the outside will get too overdone while the inside's trying to get cooked. But at a slightly lower heat at 325 degrees, it just cooks really beautifully. So I'm going to put this in for about an hour and 15 minutes. But we don't have an hour and 15 minutes to wait until it's done. So I have something called a swap, which my daughter Katie made yesterday, and I'm going to get it and show you. So here's what the finished product looks like. It's gorgeous. Katie is a really wonderful baker, and she was really excited to do this. Katie, if you're watching, thank you so much. But this is what I love about this. So the zucchini bread went all the way up to the top, and then it just sort of puffed up. And this is like the really good part. And there's so much of it that anytime you make a slice of this, you're gonna get a little bit of this crunchy top. So I'm gonna cut into it, and let's see what it looks like. The big reveal. Wow, this is incredible. Katie, perfection. And let's see how it tastes. Oh, I am so excited. I feel like I need like a cup of coffee, maybe with a shot of bourbon. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna only take the top. That's amazing. This is so delicious. The other great thing about making zucchini bread is it lasts a really long time in the fridge. It freezes beautifully. Gotta finish it up. But this will stay in my fridge for about a week if it doesn't get eaten sooner. And it's great for breakfast, lunch, dinner. You could actually make an ice cream sandwich out of this. And this part, the zucchini bread's a sandwich with some vanilla ice cream. It's really great. Well, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. I hope you're all safe and healthy and well. We will all get through this together, one recipe at a time. Bye.